Seiya is one of those units who has a tremendous amount of hype around her. Everybody loves this unit. Everybody wants to get this unit, and it's for good reason. She's a monster. She is an absolute beast, and put in the right situation, she will dominate and destroy the enemy units. So let's go ahead and look at her stats and her skill kit, see what makes her such a unique and strong character, because there's no other unit quite like Seiya. Okay, and looking at her stats, she has really good stats. Her HP is pretty high for the level of attack she has. She has really high attack and really high speed. It's not the fastest in the game, but it is still very, very fast, and she will be going first before many units. Her leader skill is a haste type leader skill for light allies, so it will reduce the TU cost of all light allies. I always like the haste type leadership abilities. Looking at her active skills, Brass Strike will damage 2 enemies for 115%, gain 2 spirit to the team, and it will reflect 10% of the damage back to her. Ignition Heal will heal her for 250% of her attack, which usually equates to about 50 or 60% of her max HP, and then she will gain the burn status effect. Now, you can only use Ignition Heal if she already is not burning. She can only use it if she's not burning. Sorry, I kind of said that. I kind of said that really weird. Overdrain is like a super beefy attack all. It has only 100 time units consumed, only 1 spirit to use. It does 150% damage, and it heals for 25% for everybody it damages. So yeah, and it's an overdrive ability, so you do need to have 7 or more spirit to use it. But yeah, when you compare it to attack all, it's like not even close. Now, you'll most likely be using this to set up burn drive, which is 400% damage to 2 enemies as long as there are at least 4 people burning, and it will do 500% damage to 2 enemies if there are 6 or more people burning on the battlefield. When you compare this skill kit to like a Akatsuki, you can see why her power is so much higher, because she is so much more self-efficient. Her attack all only costs 100 time units, and then her burn drive is set up immediately afterwards. Like it is pretty nutty. It really is pretty crazy. Looking at her passive, she also has spirit armor as long as you are in overdrive status, so 7 or more spirit. She also has burning heart as her second passive, which acts as the burning counterpart of hold ground. So if the unit would be defeated while she is currently burning, it instead survives with 1 HP, then removes the burn status effect. So you can see that is designed to be used in conjunction with Ignition Heal, so then she can heal herself back up and get right back into the fight. The rest of her passives are pretty good: attack, HP, and greatsword mastery with an innate fire damage mitigation. She is a light character, so having that fire damage mitigation is pretty nice. Going over her profile for you guys real quick, here's part 1, part 2, and part 3. So where does Seiya fit in? Well, clearly she's going to work great with any kind of overdrive team, and she's going to work great with burn, specifically burn drive teams. In fact, Seiya is probably the best unit in the game for setting up burn drives. Her overdrive ability, when she gets it off, it's a very fast attack. It hits everybody, so you can spread fire very quickly. And since it's a very fast attack, it's only 100 time units. She can turn around and set up herself or Spring Reset or Akatsuki. You know, she sets up burn drive like better than anybody else. I think Seiya overall, she has very high attack. So in a lot of teams, even if you don't have anything built specifically, she works good as a standalone. However, she's not going to be able to standalone set up burn drive very efficiently if you're going against a debuff heavy team. So if you have somebody spreading lots of poisons, you know, sleeps, you know, things like that, it's going to be kind of hard to set that off. Stealth teams, because they're going to clear burns. So she really needs a supporting team around her, and then she will shine. So she can be a monster, she can be a powerhouse, but she does need somebody else to help spread that burn status, because that burn status can be negated very, very easily. Now, when you pair her with burn units, She will, you know, benefit from having other units having stun immunity, because a lot of burn units have, you know, stun immunity when they're burning. If you're trying to use her in a team that is not burn oriented or overdrive oriented, she's probably going to struggle. If you're building a crisis team, she's not going to add anything to the crisis team, you know, for example. So she is kind of niche, but as long as you have the right kind of support for her, she will absolutely dominate. Saya will pair well with units like Mirai, who gives you spirit after every turn, as well as healing you, so her overdrive will be easier to get off. Fire Astrid is another kind of no-brainer to pair with her, because she will help increase your spirit, and she will also be burning herself, which will help you get off that 500% damage. Because remember, you need 6 people out of 8 people on the battlefield with burn to get maximum effectiveness out of burn drive. Other units that she pairs well with, she's going to pair well with any kind of guard that has give turn, Lumilla, or Anya, the newest one, Anya. She's probably going to pair well with her. She pairs well with Akatsuki, because Akatsuki, his only real downside is he has a hard time getting burn drive off. But with Saya, it'll be a lot easier to get those burn drives off, and he will be doing massive amounts of damage as well, because it's the same skill. Spring Rosette, she does a really large single target damage with her burn drive, so that can be fun to use as well. As always, guys, it depends on what you're building, right? If you're building a crisis team, stay away from her. Are you building a stun, you know, a stealth team or a dream team? Are you building a poison team? No matter how strong Saya is, you're probably gonna want to stay away. You're not gonna want to pull on that banner. You're gonna want to save for a unit who is going to increase the synergy, not decrease it, right? Because Saya in those teams is going to be pretty useless and really bring your team's effectiveness down, no matter how strong of a unit she is, right? It doesn't matter how strong she is. If she doesn't synergize with your team, don't pull for her. So my overall thoughts on Saya are as follows. Her pros: she works excellent in overdrive comps, she works really good in burn comps, and she is probably the best unit in the game to set up burn drives. She is also probably the fastest farmer in the game as far as just clearing out waves of enemies, so lower level events are a breeze if you have Saya in your team. Her cons: she's a pretty niche character. She's not going to do anything for crisis teams, she's not going to do anything for your sleep teams, she's not going to do anything for your poison team, she's not going to really do anything for your stealth team, right? There are way better units to synergize than Saya. If you're building any of those comps, then basically stay away from Saya, because she's only going to lower your attack potential and not increase it. And the last con for her is her whole ground status is very situational. If she gets purified, or she gets her status effects gets overridden by like a poison or something like that, she will die. She's not gonna hold ground, she will die. So there it is, guys, that's the video. And overall, I would say if you're building an overdrive team or a burn drive or some kind of burn team, she fits in. You should pull this unit whenever you get the chance. She's really strong. As always, if she's waifu for you, pull her, right? Waifus are always the best. It doesn't matter if you're running a full poison team, right? Just go ahead and get her. But yeah, she's very, very, very powerful. She's a very good self-sustaining unit because, like I said, she's probably the best unit in the game to set up burn drives, and she herself has burn drive. So yeah, she can be very devastating if used in the correct way and has the correct supports for doing that. Personally, I would love to have this unit, but it is a skip for me. But let me know in the comments down below if you're planning on getting Saya, if you've already got her, what you think about her, how you use her, what kind of comps are you putting her in. Just let me know what you guys think about this character down in the comments below. And as always, if you like the video, consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this in the future, and I'll catch you guys next time.